Hey there, this is Neil Napier, and this might actually be the most important video that I will show you for creating your own SMTP for $5 a month. Now, you tell me this. If you want to pay for, let's say, GetResponse or Aweber for just having 10,000 lists, you could easily pay about $149 a month or $99 a month. It depends. If you go for ActiveCampaign, the price point might be somewhat similar. So there are services out there that are super expensive if you want to send emails. Now, InstaSuite does have the email autoresponder included. You can see a demo of InstaSuite on this page. It has the email autoresponder included. However, you still need the SMTP. Now, you have a few options. You can go to Google, you can use the free SMTP Google provides, but let's face it, if you're actively mailing people, you're not going to get a good open rate, a good inboxing rate, if that's all you do. What I'm going to show you in this video, and I'll give you a PDF of that as well so you can use it yourself, is details on basically how you can set up your own SMTP. Now, there are a few things you should note. Before I go in, there are a few things you should note. Number one, it will require a bit of maintenance. Not a lot, but I mean, every week you have to kind of go in and make sure it's okay, it's clean. You will eventually have to scale up as well. Number two, it is technical. So if you struggle with it, take the PDF that I give you and give it to someone, hire someone out from JobRack or anywhere, give it to someone who could build it up for you. But let's jump in and I'll show you what you need to do. First things first, you need to sign up and then log in. Since we have an account with DigitalOcean, that's what I would recommend. You just go ahead and log in. When you do, you need to create a very specific droplet. So if you click on create droplet, I want you to create a very specific kind of droplet. If you can imagine, droplet is like an instance of basically your server, right? So it's like a mini server. So go for the Ubuntu 16.04 option and choose the cheapest one, which is $5 a month. You don't need to make it more expensive at this stage. You could do in future, but at this time, simply going for this is enough. And okay, I think it's best if I actually go straight to the PDF and show you that, because I'll have to configure a lot of things here and it might take a little bit of time. So what you need to then do after you've created that droplet, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see more of this. Excellent. When you've created this droplet, then pick a host name. So host name is an email domain that you will be sending with. It is ideal if you have this domain already. So go ahead and buy something. H domains work best, but even if you don't buy that, you can just get something new and set up your host domain. Then hit the create button. When you wait for a few minutes, you'll receive an email. And in this email, you'll have all the important details you need to basically proceed. You need to make note of your IP address, the username, the password, because you will need them to access the server. Now go back to the DigitalOcean dashboard and click on More button and select Access Console. So as you see over here, you can click on More and select Access Console. In this window, you can log in with the credentials that you got in your email. So these are the username and password credentials that you got in the email. You can use them as well. And then, as you will see, when you put them in here, as you'll see, you can set up a new password as a feature if you so choose. And the command that you need to run for this is this. You need to change these fields that have been highlighted over here. And when you're done with that, then when you put in this command, then your password will change when you press yes, and you're good to go. And then when the software is properly installed, you will see this screen. Then to create your own SMTP account, you can go to web panel at this URL. So your IP address from email, which you got from the email, type this into your browser 8083 and just proceed anyway, because it's a custom server. It's not completely secure yet. So proceed anyway and then log in with the admin and password that the username and password that you have previously set up. Once you're in there, go to the mail section. In this mail section, choose add account. When you choose add account, what you can do is you can then put in again the username and other details that you received before. Then simply confirm account and create it with the add button. That's it. That's all you need to do. You now have your own SMTP which is ready to send. You can use this template if you want to save your credentials somewhere. Now, just so you know, as I mentioned earlier, you might have to sometime clean up the list. You can ask us about it some more, because this is a very basic tutorial about how to set up your SMTP. You can find someone who's technically good. When you start mailing to this list, when you start mailing using this SMTP, warm it up. And again, the warming up level really depends. Some people say you can send 10,000 emails a day and warm it up. I say no more than 1,000 when you're warming up an SMTP. Make sure also, and there's so much work that does go into it after, that is making sure that your IPs are not blocked, they're not blacklisted, no domains are blocking them. But again, like I said, that is a bit too advanced. This is enough for you to get started with. So just to show you basically how you could use it with WordPress, for example. And again, same thing applies with InstaSuite. You'll pick an email, you'll pick your name, then you'll pick the mailer that you're using, and then you'll put those details in there, the username and password details in there. And when you're done, same with InstaSuite, you're good to go. So really, there's not much to it. I admit that when you are maintaining this, you will have to pay closer attention, but setting one up is really easy. So if you want to get started tomorrow to send emails without using GetResponse, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, anything else, you can create your own SMTP, and you can hook that into InstaSuite, and you can start mailing for absolutely, well, more or less free, right? It's $5 a month. I think it's quite cheap. Anyway, this is Neil Napier. I hope you found this video useful. Please let me know underneath in the chat box if you have any questions about InstaSuite, or just give me feedback on what you think of this video. Thanks a lot.